WBCB presents Pro Wrestling Weekly,
the longest-running pro wrestling radio talk show in the history of terrestrial radio.
And he's obviously Michael Cole.
Call in with a question or comment at 215-949-3232 or 888-922-2149.
Talking wrestling.
Yeah.
Because that's what this show's about. That's what we've been doing for over 16 years.
No. It's about sports entertainment.
And now here are your hosts of Pro Wrestling Weekly, Fearon Derry and Lucas DeSangro.
Will you stop marking out over there?
Sorry.
Move over, kid. I'm taking your microphone.
You're shallow. You know that?
I'm running on 2 hours of sleep. I don't remember what the hell I do anymore. There's the sound of the bell, and we are set to go. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you alongside, I thought it was going to be Lucas. Guess he's running a little bit late here. Yeah, I let him know. I was confirming with him yesterday. He said, I'll make the show tomorrow, and hopefully he's on his way. We'll leave it at that. I was all hyped up for him to be here, but a lot of other reasons to be hyped up, including the Survivor Series this past Sunday. Oh, my goodness, what a Survivor Series. Goldberg just absolutely obliterating Brock Lesnar a minute and a half. And that certainly got the world talking. And a lot of people are saying, he hasn't been in the ring in 12 years. He probably shouldn't be so lopsided. But, I mean, I think if it were any other way, nobody would really be talking about it. So it was certainly a good talking point to have the results go that particular way. And other matches of note, the Survivor Series elimination matches, Charlotte and Bayley, the sole survivors of Team Raw in the women's match. Sheamus and Cesaro, the sole survivors in the tag match for Team Raw. And the one victory for Team SmackDown in the men's singles as Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton were the sole survivors of Team SmackDown. And a match that went, almost an hour. Yeah, just under 53 minutes, which certainly had more than its share of action, to say the least. Also, the Miz retaining the Intercontinental title after beating Dolph Ziggler at SmackDown 900 Live to obtain the title. And they'll be going right back at it a week from tomorrow at TLC. We'll get more into that coming up a little bit later. Also, Brian Kendrick beating Kalisto by disqualification when Baron Corbin interfered as he's looking to destroy the cruiserweights. And that, with the predictions certain to go wrong between myself and Lucas, we actually both went 3-3, as I had correctly picked the Intercontinental, the Women's Survivor Series match, and the Goldberg-Lesnar match, whereas Lucas had correctly selected the Intercontinental, the Tag Team Survivor Series match, and the Goldberg-Lesnar match as well. So things not exactly going either of our way in the other matches that didn't quite match up. Pun not exactly intended. Also, we'll get into some news over the course of the hour here. That's right, we are on for the full hour today. It's been a while since I've done that. Let's hope I don't have a lot of rust going along with it here. But let's just say that we're not hearing the last of Goldberg. We'll get into that coming up. Also, a new YouTube channel that WWE has rolled out, and a way to express yourself via your phones and other communicative devices and utilize some WWE emojis. We'll tell you more about that coming up. Also, the 30 for 30 documentary on the Nature Boy. We'll give you the update on what's going on with that. JR also, well, he's bringing his one-man show down to San Antonio for the Rumble weekend. We'll tell you when that is. Also, a major WWE superstar celebrating parenthood. We'll let you know who that is. And a notable commentator for one of the big three in the United States is moving up to WWE. We'll tell you who that is. Plus, also, the usual notes from our various friends along the way. Today in wrestling history, birthdays, a whole lot to get into here in the hour, plus room for your phone calls as well at 215-949-3232 or toll free at 888-922-2149. Certainly a lot of fun, and well, let's see. I know there's so much to get into. It's a matter of where exactly do I want to go first? That's certainly an interesting question. Well, I did say that we'd get into TLC in a little bit, so yes, we're already 1 week away from yet another pay-per-view because with 19 a year now, they're kind of shoehorned in where you don't get much of a chance to breathe after one before another one comes in. And you'll see from the SmackDown crew, Baron Corbin against Kalisto in a chairs match. Also, Nikki Bella taking on Carmella in a no disqualification match. The SmackDown Women's Championship is on the line as Becky Lynch takes on Alexa Bliss. You get to see The Miz and Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental title one more time, this time in a ladder match. And AJ Styles against Dean Ambrose for the WWE Championship in a TLC match. Tables, ladders, and chairs. Oh my. Certainly very interesting there. Oh, goodness. Also, I want to throw it out there since I just saw it up here on the, not necessarily the Facebook feedback, but Facebook in general. Happy birthday to a loyal listener of the show, Ross from the Minnesota Wrecking Crew. I'll keep his... I'll withhold his age to protect the innocent or the guilty, depending on how you want to look at it. But birthday wishes out there to Ross. Certainly appreciate you chiming in here. Also, looking at the Facebook feedback. Oh, that's another thing of note. For those who haven't already, make sure to head on over to Pro Wrestling Weekly on 1490 AM WBCB. That is the place to go as far as contributing to the show. The old WBCB Pro Wrestling Weekly, while still active, is unfortunately it's inaccessible. We'll leave it at that. A few notes from the Facebook feedback from late into Wednesday here. Oh yeah, a lot of love for James Ellsworth. That's right. Any man with two hands and a plan, right? He has found his way onto the WWE roster. How about that? Good stuff with him on that. Thank you for that, Bob. And also, an interesting note on Nia Jax. We'll leave it at that. I don't know if I want to necessarily bring that over the airwaves here, but yep, you can check all that out. Pro Wrestling Weekly on 1490 AM WBCB. Definitely want to check out that group if you haven't done so already. You can chime in the conversation that way, as well as over the phones at 215-949-3232 or toll free at 888-922-2149. So some various things to get into here. So fresh off of that shocking win, well, shocking in some sense, I guess shocking in the fashion of the win by Goldberg over Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series. Goldberg has reportedly signed on to work another match at the Royal Rumble event, and that was proven this past Monday on Raw, as Goldberg has already declared himself the first entrant in the Royal Rumble match, and it will be the second time in his career that he would be participating in the 30-man over-the-top rope Royal Rumble match. So that should be interesting for the San Antonio crew. Kind of seeing where things are going with that. Also, WWE announcing on Monday that they have unveiled a new YouTube channel, The Bella Twins. That's right. It features WWE's Nikki and Brie Bella with daily fashion, travel, fitness, relationships, and health content created by the twins themselves. The Bella Twins, of course, are two of the most popular celebrities on social media with 23 million followers across Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. That's a statement from WWE. I don't know if that's 23 million separate between the three entities, if it's combined, if there are, fans who happen to follow them on all three and they're being counted thrice over. I don't know. It's certainly a bit of a head scratcher to say the least. Anyway, we're going to take care of our first time out here as the Hour just flies on by here. And also to let you know, coming up in a couple weeks, another wrestler appearance at George's Cards and Collectibles, Saturday, December 10th from 2 to 4 p.m. Former WWE and TNA star Mr. Kennedy, also known as Mr. Anderson, depending on if you're a WWE or TNA guy. He'll be at George's Neshaminy Mall store. That's Saturday, December 10th from 2 to 4 p.m. George's has 3 locations for all of your cards and collectibles needs, including their original store at 7755 New Falls Road in Levittown, in the Willow Grove Park Mall on the second level near Macy's and Tivana, and in the Neshaminy Mall in the movie theater wing. For more information, go to georgescollectibles.com and follow George's Cards and Collectibles on Facebook. Coming back with more insanity, and maybe we'll hear from Lucas as well here on Pro Wrestling Weekly on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
Hi, this is Chris Harding, Mayor of Yardley Borough, reminding you to join us from 1 to 2 p.m. on the first and third Wednesdays of each month, here on 1490 AM WBCB, and also throughout the world at WBCB1490.com. We'll be talking about all the things going on in Yardley, and the show is brought to you by Nottingham Insurance, Franco's Pizza and Tomato Pies, ShopRite of Yardley, the Continental Tavern, Jammer Doors, Yardley Jewelers, Charcoal BYOB, Bucks County Brush Custom Painting, and the Yardley Inn.
Join Chapel Ministries on Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. for A Time in the Chapel, a 1-hour non-denominational in-depth Bible teaching. Join them as they explore various topics and learn more about God in your life and you in His plan. Call 484-533-7173. A Time in the Chapel, a service of Chapel Ministries, Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. on WBCB 1490 a.m.
All commentators heard on WBCB express their own views. Their opinions are not necessarily those of others on WBCB, including the staff and management. Brain, spine, and back disorders are life-changing, often leaving you alone to seek answers only to be rushed through an assembly line office. The compassionate doctors at Princeton Brain and Spine Care have a mission. It's their duty and goal to treat your condition with the care that you deserve and with the care that you need to get better. At Princeton Brain and Spine Care, your quality of life is their best reward. Visit them online at PrincetonBrainandSpine.com or call 215-741-3141.
You won't see termites crawling across your floor, but thousands might be devouring the wood in your walls, weakening the structure of your home. For over 50 years, Termite Proofing and Pest Control of the Delaware Valley has been in the exterminating business. If you think you have a pest problem, they're the experts. Call them today at 215-639-5455. That's 215-639-5455 for TPPC. Termite Proofing and Pest Control of the Delaware Valley gives your home or business peace of mind, knowing your pest problem is in their hands. Located at 1560 Bristol Pike in Bensalem, they use only EPA-approved material applied by licensed technicians. Call Termite Proofing and Pest Control of the Delaware Valley at 215-639-5455.
He's got the Luigi death stare from Fearon, so we might have to...
I didn't give you the Luigi death stare. That's not true.
You're breaking kayfabe.
Breaking kayfabe. Gonna break something else during this commercial.
There we go. That's what I like to see.
And now, more Pro Wrestling Weekly with your hosts, Fearon Derry and Lucas DeSangro.
Are we getting into that controversy again?
I know how it feels, and it's not fun.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry, at least for the moment, flying solo. Not exactly sure. Lucas said he'd be here today, and it's almost a mystery. I don't know if he's going for the grand entrance midway through the show or something like that, but be nice if you ran it by me first. Just saying. Anyway, we're talking all different kinds of stuff, and we've got room to talk to you as well. A rare time that we're in studio here, as I know we've been doing a lot of remotes as of late, and also had a lot of preemptions for high school football. Though it looks like the high school football season is in the rearview mirror, at least as far as what we're carrying, or at least here in the local area, but. I think we also are pretty much in the clear as far as basketball, taking a look at the schedule. So there'll be full shows going forward for a while here. We'll be back in a couple of weeks to the MFPW Arena on the 10th. I'll tell you more about that coming up a little bit later in the hour. And while while we haven't quite finalized everything yet, there looks like down the road there'll be a few more remotes over at the Broken Goblet coming up as well. Thanks to a lot of changes that I'll tell you in about 15, 20 minutes or so, somewhere in that range. So there's a good chance that you might be able to join myself and probably Lucas for a post-show pint. Got to put that disclaimer out there so that way I don't get Ted giving me evil glares into the studio or anything of that nature. As Ted's gearing up for the Country Road show coming up 1 o'clock. He's got a full show as well today. He's giving me the wave. Oh, come on! I see what he's doing there. Oh goodness! All right, let's get back into the news and notes here. This is something rather interesting. Moji, the recognized worldwide leader of emojis. You know, they're the little facial expressions that you have on your smartphone that you send when texting or things of that nature. Well, they announced on Monday the release of WWEmoji. That's right. It can be downloaded now for $1.99 in your iOS App Store as well as the Google Play Store, depending on which phone you have. For Android, or if you have any of the Apple iPhones, then it would be the iOS App Store. And contain hundreds of emojis encompassing all aspects of the WWE brand. Superstars from Monday Night Raw, SmackDown Live, and NXT, as well as WWE legends, including Macho Man Randy Savage and Stone Cold Steve Austin, are included in the app. And in addition to the large selection of emojis, animated icon depicting superstars' signature poses or moves, such as Randy Orton's RKO, also make an appearance. The app will be continually updated each week with new superstars and content that mirrors current events in WWE. Now, I'm actually, as we speak, I decided to throw down the $1.99 and I'm taking a look at WWEmoji for the very first time. And it's certainly got a lot of variety here as it changes up between a litany of different superstars here. You've got the Raw roster, you've got the SmackDown roster with various emojis and poses, the NXT roster, they're loading up, and gosh, everything from Shinsuke Nakamura to Samoa Joe on there, and then of course legends. I'm looking here, I see Bret Hart, King Booker, Stone Cold, Kevin Nash in the NWO, of course Macho Man. Oh, this is going to be a lot of fun, definitely. Just taking a look at it here. Oh, and of course, there's a whole section on various quotes and catchphrases. Everything from "Do you smell what the Rock is cooking?" to "Jabroni" to "Stay hyped" for the hype bros. Latino Heat, "Viva la Raza." Oh goodness, they even have Booker T's "Shucky Ducky Quack Quack." Know a certain coworker that may have a lot of fun with that as well, and. Oh, okay. They have other additional packs that you can unlock for certain, for a certain price. So there's a John Cena pack, a Stone Cold pack. This looks to be a Bella Twins pack here. Oh, okay. This is a downloadable. Okay, this is a downloadable thing where you can get various title belts and certain plunder, as Dusty Rhodes would say, chairs and ladders and tables and the commentator's table, the Wyatt masks, even a Slammy Award, a Money in the Bank, and the list. All right, I may have to see if I can utilize that in some way, shape, or form here. Actually, since I just got a text message back from Lucas saying that he overslept, yeah, I'm calling out on it. I'm just letting him know that he made the list, thanks to the WWE Emoji app. Oh, this is actually, yeah, this is a lot of fun. Yeah, we'll see if we can either hear from him either by phone or maybe he'll quick rush over here in a panic. So there we go, the WWEmoji app. There's a lot of cool stuff that you can... Oh, wow, they have weights and, more weapons and whatnot, a guitar, a stop sign. So there you go. You can break 1,000 of them and not draw... never mind. And then there's also trending things such as... Thanksgiving. It looks like all three members of the New Day around a Thanksgiving turkey, for example. That's just some of the stuff on the WWEmoji app. Also in other news, the ESPN 30 for 30 documentary. That's still in production for the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Awful Announcing reporting that director Rory Karpf is still conducting interviews for the documentary, which does not have an official release date, but the story lists a potential timeline for a spring or summer of 2017 release. Another news, tickets for Ringside with Jim Ross on January 29th in San Antonio, Texas. They went on sale this past Tuesday. The show will be held on Royal Rumble Sunday at 2:30 p.m. local time, which would be 3:30 Eastern here. But since it's in San Antonio, that would be the central time zone. At the Improv Comedy Club, which is about a mile from the Alamo Dome, where the Royal Rumble will be. For ticket information, visit rivercentercomedyclub.com. Also, the daughter of Randy and Kim Orton was born Tuesday afternoon. WWE.com reporting that Brooklyn Rose Orton weighing in at 8 pounds. So congrats to the couple on that little bit of news. And Teddy Faw coming in here with, yes. Who else but this guy? So let's go to the phones and, calling in from Sidekick, apparently.
To break the score.
I don't know if that's Sidekick or Superkick. Yeah, Sidekick USA. We've got none other than Lucas.
Hi.
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 Good morning, sunshine.
Good morning.
Or afternoon or something like that.
Yeah.
Had a late night, did you?
Yeah, something like that.
So anyway, I was as I was
weighing in at 8 pounds, the daughter of Randall and Kim Orton.
Oh no, I was going to kind of take behind the scenes and put it in front of the scenes here. Where you got that, or where you saw that emoji of the list that you had just made, that was courtesy of the new WWEmoji app.
Oh, very nice.
You were probably wondering, how did he get that, and how did he get it so quickly? Well, that's I was having a little bit of fun and kind of describing it as I was on the air live here. I was describing the hilarity and some of the cool things that are on the app, which, unbeknownst to me until that particular time, and I figured I would just utilize it, was the list.
The list.
Yes, which you had just made. How about the list coming into play this past Sunday in the Survivor Series match?
That was very well scouted on Kevin Owens' part. My favorite thing was the night after, where they had the whole highlight reel. Oh, fantastic.
Oh, yes. Determining who was to blame and kind of teasing that they were finally going to go after each other just to throw the blame on Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins.
Yeah, and the best part was because you know that the crowd is so invested in the whole Kevin and Chris storyline that when they do actually...
Jerichoans.
Yeah, Jericho, Team Kevin and Chris.
I know, so many nicknames for them.
I know. But the best thing is, you know that the crowd is so emotionally invested that when Kevin said, who cares about the stupid list, the whole crowd almost went like a gasp, you know, just a collective, like, did he just say that? He did not just say
tell me he did not just say that.
Yeah. And,
you'll be glad to know, speaking of that in the WWEmoji app, there is, in fact, a shucky ducky quack quack emoji.
Of course there is.
Just, in case you were wondering. I mean, since you threw the tell me he didn't just say that out there.
I was wondering to an extent.
Yeah, no, I'll have to show you this later, since you're not here in studio. There's a lot of cool stuff on this. I just kind of on a whim decided to give it a quick download and check it out, and it's kind of like it was almost like one of those unboxing things where you just kind of are seeing or hearing, in this case, the live reaction to all of the various things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm going to have to give it a download as soon as we're done here.
Or you can look at it first to see if it's something that you actually, want. That way you're not spending $1.99 and, who am I kidding? You will have more fun with this than I care to think about, because I can only imagine the insanity that you'll create with this.
You're darn right. Oh, you're darn right.
Yeah. Oh gosh, there's a Foley and Sacco emoji.
Oh Lord. But back
and there's Roman Reigns with the that pumping forearm fist thing. We'll leave it at that.
Back to what I was saying.
Okay, yes. Go back to your point here.
You can see that they're so emotionally invested in Team Kevin and Chris that when they do finally break up and go up against each other, that it's going to genuinely cause a rift in the crowd, which is what I love. It's a slow build. You don't have to do it right away. You can wait a little bit.
Yeah, one of the lengthier builds to a breakup, since probably the Mega Powers.
Yeah. I'm so sorry for that. Oh, wow.
It's okay. You're still waking up.
I'm waking up to do that awful impression.
But we all know how that ended. That's right. The Mega Powers exploded way back at WrestleMania 5.
Yeah. That was probably the only match worth watching one of the only matches worth watching on that card. That and, of course, the segment between Morton Downey Jr. and Roddy Piper.
You weren't a fan of the Mr. Perfect and Blue Blazer match?
I didn't know that was on the card.
Oh, see, just kind of throwing blind criticisms out there, and I mean, I'll admit that the pay-per-view was a bit arduous, but
probably not as bad as the one before.
There you go with that again, Mr. OOC. You. Actually, no, that is definitely not out of character for you. So, why not? Let me take a look at it here. So here's the 14-match card from WrestleMania 5, since we're kind of taking this look back here.
How many matches were on WrestleMania 4?
Also 14 matches.
Oh.
Yeah, this is when they were doing almost 4-hour pay-per-views, like almost 4-hour WrestleManias back then. And they realized, they did it for 4 straight years for WrestleManias 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then realized, all right, we're giving them a little too much here. Let's dial it back. And then with WrestleMania 8, they went back to a traditional 3-hour pay-per-view format. Yeah. Just for WrestleMania. All the others were your standard 3 hours as well. Yeah. But you had Hercules and King Haku.
Hercules.
You had the Rockers against the Twin Towers, Akeem and Big Boss Man.
No, I know who they are.
Okay, all right. Brutus the Barber Beefcake and Ted DiBiase.
Wait, hold on a second. Just to clarify, you mean Hercules got a pay-per-view?
Yes. Enough with the good OSWreview.com. Just to understand a lot of these, I could take all afternoon trying to explain a lot of these. Oh, how could you forget this match from WrestleMania 5? The Bushwhackers and the Fabulous Rougeaus.
You're right. How could I forget it?
Yeah, I mean that alone is worth the price.
of admission.
Yes, the pay-per-view payday price. Then Perfect and Blue Blazer. You had the 2-on-3 handicap match for the tag team titles. Demolition against the Powers of Pain and Mr. Fuji.
Wow.
Yeah. Dino Bravo against Rugged Ronnie Garvin.
Garvin for Hall of Fame.
And maybe we'll see it in 2017. The Brainbusters and Strike Force.
Is that Arn Anderson and who were the Brainbusters?
It was Arn and Tully Blanchard.
Oh, that's who it was. Okay.
Yeah, that was when they stepped away from the NWA for about a year.
Dissension, Smellness, that's where it ended?
Well, they would go back after, gosh, I want to say right after the Survivor Series of '89.
Yeah.
So later that year. So this was like right in the middle of that run for them. It was about, like I said, about a year they were in the WWF. Jake Roberts against Andre the Giant with Big John Studd as the guest referee.
Interesting.
That one, I'll admit, wasn't that great. It was Andre's last singles match in the WWF, and that's because his mobility was not good limited, at that point.
Especially because of his condition.
Mm-hmm. The Hart Foundation against the Not Quite Yet Rhythm and Blues, Honky Tonk Man and Greg Valentine.
Was this the one where DDP drove into the ring?
No, that would have been a year later. That was when they were Rhythm and Blues.
Mm.
Rick Rude and the Ultimate Warrior for the Intercontinental title.
Oh yeah, was that one? I think was one of the better. One of the gooder matches. One of the better matches. I don't know what you're talking about, Fearon.
Don't worry, I'll edit that in post. Jim Duggan against Bad News Brown. Ending exactly how you'd think it would.
Jim Duggan special. Double DQ brawl to the back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, you do remember that one, see? And then the Red Rooster beating Bobby the Brain Heenan. Which that match went 31 seconds, probably in part due to Heenan's back being messed up from the press slam by the Warrior earlier in the pay-per-view.
Ooh.
And then Hogan and Savage for the title.
Very nice, very nice.
So yeah, I mean, that wasn't a bad card necessarily. I mean, there were highs and lows, kind of like any of the other matches that you would tend to see. Although today, I was going to say, when we get to the Today in Wrestling History segment on the other side of our final time out here, a very notable date in wrestling history, and another reason why Vince McMahon is considered very ruthless. Yeah, I'll kind of let you think about that one. You'll be sticking with us through the other side here, right? On the other side of the break?
Oh, yes. Definitely.
Okay.
No doubt.
Very good. Well, I mean, oh man, this is a great time to tell you about this. Lots of new changes coming at the Broken Goblet Brewery, 1500 Grundy's Lane in Bristol, PA. Announced yesterday at the Black Friday special, Broken Goblet is partnering with DVT Entertainment to bring more original live entertainment to the B-Gob stage. And starting next month, a partnership with Nick's Roast Beef to step up the menu. That's right, the same Nick's Roast Beef on Cottman Avenue in Northeast Philly, where a lot of the Matty Mill Entertainment packages go as far as the pay-per-views with different wrestlers making the appearance. Yep, that same Nick's Roast Beef. Now, if you don't want to drive all the way down to Northeast Philly, you'll be able to just head on over and get a bite of the same great taste from the Broken Goblet and get some nice brews to wash them down with. Plus, new to the Goblet, mixed drinks. That's right. If you're not a beer person, you can now enjoy mixed drinks, including the Broken Libre, a house-infused social spice rum and cola, or the Ricky Roma, social hopped gin and tonic garnished with a lemon and a sweet gummy bear floater. Those and all the other Broken mixed drinks are made with Pennsylvania crafted spirits. Just a few reasons why it's always a good time at the Broken Goblet Brewery, 1500 Grundy's Lane in Bristol, PA. Broken Goblet Brewing, the semi-official brewery of Pro Wrestling Weekly. And I forgot to add in my my note there also that they just released yesterday a very limited amount, so you definitely want to get over there to get it, of their Carl the Great. It's their Russian Imperial Stout that was aged in Macallan Scotch barrels. So you get that, especially for this time of year when it starts to get a little bit colder. It's one of those nice, just those thick, dark stouts, but you get like the wood flavoring from the barrel, and you get that Scotch flavoring in there as well, and it just, whoo. Man, I'm thirsty for one right about now, but I got to finish up the rest of the show. Unless, Lucas, do you want to take over the last 20 minutes?
I would, but I don't have any notes with me.
Oh, okay.
Due to my error in
Gotcha.
into thinking, oh, I can do another 2 hours. I won't sleep through my alarm.
Nope.
Sorry
and also, that's right. The other thing, new hours now. That's what's causing it. In fact, the Broken Goblet is open on Saturdays now from noon to midnight.
Wow,
So
I unofficially segued into that one.
a little bit there, yeah. That was, yeah. See, you're talented even when you have no clue what the hell you're doing.
I know.
It's an amazing thing. But yes, expanded hours now on Wednesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Now open 5 to 11 on Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, they're still open 3 to midnight. Saturday is now open noon to midnight, and Sunday is open 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. So more time to have a good time at the Broken Goblet Brewery. How about that? All right, coming back with more hilarity, hijinks, and a look back at, as I said, a notable date in which Vince McMahon was rather ruthless. We'll get into more of that on the other side. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
We have an extra fridge in our garage. I can't remember how long we've had it, or who gave it to us, or what that mysterious odor is coming from the bottom drawer. All I really know is that thing smells. And I can recycle it and get money back from Pico.
You don't have to be an expert, because Pico has lots of ways to help you save energy and money. Just call 888-5-PICO-SAVE or visit pico.com/smartideas. Pico, the future is on.
Are you curious what old antiques, collectibles, or household contents are worth? Listen Friday mornings from 9 to 10 a.m. for What's It Worth with Mike the Appraiser, right here on 1490 WBCB.
Hi, I'm Avina. I'm 7 years old and I'm blind. You can help me live the life I want.
Help Ravina and other blind people by making a tax-deductible donation of your used car, truck, or almost anything with wheels to the National Federation of the Blind. Just call 855-659-9314 or visit carshelpingtheblind.org. That's carshelpingtheblind.org. And if you know a blind person who needs help, email nfb@nfb.org.
We hop to it.
As the year end is here and we celebrate the holidays, Joey says, let's remember those who are in need and let's give in the spirit of the season. And we are giving to Bucks County. So, to say thanks to the people of Bucks County, we continue our holiday roof giveaway. If you know of a family in need who is facing tough times, call us today and nominate them for our holiday roof giveaway. We'll provide the details for awarding a residential roof to a family in need. You see, we live here too, and we're your neighbors, and we appreciate the opportunity to serve the folks of Bucks County, and we give back. Let's remember those in need this holiday season and reach out to help. That's something we can all hop to. Call today, we're a hop away. Tell them, Joey.
We hop to it.
Hop to our website, abrooksconstruction.com.
Pro Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, November 26. On this date in 1987, the WWF held its first ever Survivor Series pay-per-view. In the main event, Andre the Giant, Butch Reed, King Kong Bundy, One Man Gang, and Rick Rude defeated Bam Bam Bigelow, Don Morocco, Paul Orndorff, Ken Patera, and Hulk Hogan in a Survivor Series elimination match. Also on this date in 1987, the NWA held its Starrcade pay-per-view. In the main event, Ric Flair pinned Ronnie Garvin in a steel cage match to win the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. On this date in 1995, WCW held its World War III pay-per-view. In the main event, Randy Savage won the 60-man three-ring battle royal to win the vacant WCW World Heavyweight Championship. On this date in 2000, WCW held its Mayhem pay-per-view. In the main event, Scott Steiner defeated Booker T in a straitjacket steel cage match to win the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. On this date in 2006, WWE held its Survivor Series pay-per-view. In the main event, Batista pinned King Booker to win the World Heavyweight Championship. This has been Today in Wrestling History, November 26. Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you in studio alongside Lucas DeSangro, live via telephonic satellite. He's just bringing it like The Rock.
Part-time.
Part-time, yes. Actually, yeah, you kind of have become part-time as of late.
Due to circumstances.
Yeah, beyond your control. I know the occupational obligations.
Well, actually, no. The sleeping in was my fault. My fault alone.
True, but you know what? Hey, it's not like it hasn't happened before. I mean, heck, I've even done it once. Remember that?
Yeah. Doc, I'm late for school. Don't need money. Don't need bed.
Oh, that's what it felt like. Meanwhile, you and Denny were here to kind of pick up the pieces like the average white band to, yeah, chart topper reference.
Average about that duo. Oh.
But yes, as you heard in the Today in Wrestling History segment, on November 26th, Thanksgiving Day, 1987, NWA's Starrcade and the Survivor Series going head-to-head.
That was, I'm sorry, you can go, my God.
No, what were you going to...
Well, I mean, wasn't that, you were talking about something about Vince McMahon being ruthless. Well, wasn't that he threatened to cut ties with any pay-per-view provider that carried Starrcade on the same night as Survivor Series?
That would be absolutely correct, yes. Yeah, I mean, up until that point, for the first few years prior, Starrcade was a Thanksgiving tradition, and to market the success from Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant's rivalry from WrestleMania 3 earlier that year, Vince threatening the cable companies who aired Starrcade, which, yeah, was on the same night, instead of Survivor Series, that they would not be allowed to broadcast WrestleMania 4.
Ooh.
And most of the cable providers gave into McMahon's threat, and only a handful aired Starrcade. So that caused the pay-per-view buy rate for Starrcade to plummet, and I believe by the next year they ended up moving to December, which is, I believe, where it was pretty much ever since.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, starting in 88, they moved it to December 26th, and it has been... Yeah, ever since 1988, it has been in December, or it was in December all the way up through 2000, which was the final one in WCW.
Oh, I can only imagine that main event.
Well, since I have it here, it was Scott Steiner against Sid Vicious for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship.
You know, I don't think I want to imagine it.
Nah, probably for the better.
I do want to imagine a promo battle between the two, though, because that would be just a dream come true.
I'm sure maybe they have some of the nitros leading up to it on the network or something like that.
I would hope they don't. But you never know.
I mean, yeah, exactly. You never know what it is that you want to look for necessarily. That was when they kind of had a, I guess, a consistency with WCW. There were 3 straight years in 94, 95, and 96 where Starrcade was held at the Nashville Municipal Auditorium. And then the final 4 years of Starrcade, 97 through 2000, it was held at the MCI Center in Washington, D.C.
Probably because that was the only place that would that they could afford.
Well, no, I mean, in 98, that was when they were that was when they were at their peak. In fact, Goldberg against Kevin Nash in the no disqualification match for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship, I think that was where Goldberg had his first loss.
Yes, but it wasn't clean, and the streak ended by cattle prod.
Yeah, his 173 match win streak
ended by cattle prod. Sure, a lot of fans were happy about that.
Yeah, it didn't exactly go well, but that just kind of it what was worse was maybe a couple of weeks after that on the
finger poke of doom.
Yeah, very good. January 4th of 99.
Oh, that'll put some butts in the seats.
And somewhere along the way, a 10-month-old Lucas looked on. Actually,
Yeah.
9.5 months.
Probably.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that, and for an interesting, I know, I'll give them one more plug. Look at the World War III pay-per-view from this date in 95. You can check that out at oswreview.com as well.
Interesting. Yes.
Yes. Discretion
Really
is
got me
advised
through
as
it.
far as the language, though. In some other news here, how about this? Steve Corino finishing up with Ring of Honor in December and will become a full-time trainer at the WWE Performance Center in January.
Wow. Good for King Carino. Of course, I'm going to what?
I was going to say, he recently spent time at the Performance Center as a guest trainer, and I guess he signed on to be full-time down there.
Yeah. They did do a video of him reacting to the Performance Center itself, which I thought was really cool.
Well, yeah, I would imagine. I mean, it's one thing to see the video of it and kind of get a look through, but to actually be in there yourself, to see those, 7 different rings.
Yeah.
And all the other accommodations that they have there. It's kind of like Little Orphan Annie walking into Daddy Warbucks' mansion for the first time.
Which is, I would think, a lot of wrestlers who aren't exactly employed with WWE. That's how most of them, I would think, reacted to that.
Yeah. No word if any of them sang "I Think I'm Gonna Like It Here" like they did in the Annie movie, but I know that was I think I'm the only. Me and maybe Ted were the only ones who got that reference. I don't know.
Of course, I am going to miss Steve Corino on commentary at Ring of Honor.
Go on, you're dying to do the impression.
Well, yeah, really, because whenever the Bullet Club or the Young Bucks are on TV, he'll just yell, "Super kick!" I'm going to miss him.
There you go. You feel better now that you got that out of your system?
Maybe. I got to hold on to my phone first.
I was going to say, did you really drop the... You are a bleeping disaster, to use a Danny Cage line. Of course, kept clean for radio.
You'd have to keep a lot of his quotes clean for radio.
This is true.
I know I'm a mess.
Love having these drops at my disposal.
Yeah, that is. I did say that.
Yes, you did.
Of course, I did.
Oh, goodness.
We're derailing this train so early, and I am so okay with it.
Yay! Whee!
Yeah, I have a hunch you forget that you say some of these things sometimes.
I do, but they are fantastic.
And, of course, today you lived up to one of your more infamous quotes.
I feel like an idiot. I apologize.
Yeah, I did.
But you know what? I mean, that being said, and I know as much Mahoney busting as I'm doing, it's good to actually have you back on the show in some capacity.
Especially live.
Yeah, exactly. I know. We've had a lot of preemptions, and you've had a lot of your occupational obligations and whatnot. Speaking of obligations, I'm obligated to mention the 5 huge matches that have been announced for the next event at the MFPW Arena, 541 Mantua Avenue in Paulsboro, New Jersey. That's right, Saturday, December 10th, just 2 weeks from tonight, you'll see the return of the Monster Abyss, as he will get his rematch against Punishment Damian Martinez for the MFPW Heavyweight Championship. Plus, new Supersonic champion Mikey Webb faces one of his mentors and rivals, Brian Fury. And fresh off of his Turkey Slam Rumble victory, Cody Vance defends the MF Live Championship against Major McClendon. Also, QT Marshall faces Royal Money, and Nick Camarado teams up with Bull James to take on the Beast Cartel's Kyle the Beast and Wildman Congo.
Wow.
Yeah, it all goes down Saturday, December 10th at the MFPW Arena, 541 Mantua Avenue in Paulsboro, New Jersey. Doors open at 6. The action starts at 7. Tickets are available now at eventbrite.com. And check out the MFPW and all things Monster Factory on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, plus at monsterfactory.org. And check out past matches, bios, bloopers, and more at the mfnetwork.com.
Sounds like a stacked card indeed.
It most certainly is. We'll see if I have the energy to get through it, unlike the last one. I felt like Piper at the 90 Survivor Series. I don't know if I'm going to survive. I mean, I did, but I wasn't sure for a little while.
I mean, that was 4 hours, though. You had to call by yourself.
Yeah. Well, with the exception of Mandy in the first match with the elimination tag match, the Ring of Honor folk against Team the MFPW.
Yes. That was also a very entertaining match.
Yeah, shame that the cartel had to interfere and ruin it.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so let's see. I guess you'll find out with your work schedule whether you'll be back with us next week. I believe we'll be here in studio unless I finagle something and we're over at the Goblet for some beers and body slams.
Ooh, that does seem like a very...
It does have a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
That probably is the name of a podcast somewhere. It would not surprise me because there are so many podcasts out there these days. That's what makes us different. We're a radio show.
Millennials with your confusing versions of radio shows on the computers and all that.
It takes one to know one, I suppose. Anyway, we've got a little less than 3 minutes left, so that means it's time for
birthdays.
I was gonna say that's your cue. Man, you really are slow on the uptake today. All right, do I have to drop that too? Oh man.
No, you're not.
Birthdays.
Yeah, there we go. All right, on this date in 1933, Robert Gerard Goulet was born. The singer and actor who sang the Canadian national anthem at WrestleMania 6 in the Sky Dome in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, passed away in 2007 at the age of 73.
Are you telling me that Robert Goulet was that Canadian crooner sang the national anthem? Wow.
Mm-hmm. And he had the cameo in Beetlejuice too.
Whenever I think of Robert Goulet, I can't not think of Will Ferrell from SNL.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. On this date in 1961, Lisa Mary Moretti was born. The former three-time WWF Women's Champion known as Ivory turns 55 today.
Ooh.
With her, when I think of Ivory, I think of her when she was with the Right to Censor. She was part of that whole thing, yeah. All right, on this date in 1966, Brian Lee Harris was born. The former NWA Tag Team Champion, TNA and ECW competitor, and WWF superstar known as Chains of the Disciples of Apocalypse, Primetime Brian Lee, and the fake Undertaker from SummerSlam 94 turns 50 today.
Underfaker.
Yeah, that's right. No, you haven't seen that. That's right. I keep trying to get you to... All right, we'll have to get that in at some point. And on this date in 1976, Maven Clint Huffman was born. The co-winner of the inaugural Tough Enough series and former three-time hardcore champion in the WWF, known as Maven, turns 40 today. And just enough time for the Brucey bonus, something outside of the scope of wrestling. On this date in 1938, Richard Carruthers Little was born. The Canadian-American comedian and impressionist and voice actor, famous for his impressions of celebrities including George Burns, Johnny Carson, and Jack Benny, among others, known as Rich Little, turns 78 today. Happy birthday, Rich Little. So that's going to just about do it for us. Lucas, thank you for chiming in for at least part of the show here. And we'll be back next week with more insanity. Until then, play us out, Nutsy.
1 o'clock and all's well.
serving you better than ever before. This is 1490 WBCB.